Hello students, how are you all? I hope you have gone through the solutions of this chapter. I have given solutions from question number 1 to 14. I know we have not covered all the facts, but because those are easy to mark in the book, that's why I forwarded the answers and try to complete the questions as suggested and learn them also. Now, today lecture is going to be interesting as I'm going to show you a video related to motion. I really felt that this concept can be easily grasped if you will observe the moving pictures in front of you. So, for different types of motions, we are going to watch the video, and in the end, we will have a final conclusion about it. Yes? All of you get ready with your book and pencil to underline the important points.
What is motion? As we know that when a body changes its position with respect to some reference point, then we call this body to be in motion. We also know that motion and rest is relative, which I will discuss in my upcoming videos. In this video, I will talk about the types of motion. First of all, let me teach you the concept of translatory motion. Remember that whenever you see any body moving along a straight line or a curved path without any rotation, we call such type of motion as a translatory motion. Translatory motion means that body translates its every point throughout its motion. Or we can also say that each and every particle of the body move parallel to each other across its motion. Translatory motion is further divided into three types. The first type of translatory motion is rectilinear motion, and the second type of translatory motion is curvilinear motion, and the third type of translatory motion is random motion. When a body moves along a straight line, we already know that it is in translatory motion, but such type of translatory motion is also known as a rectilinear motion. Therefore, remember that linear motion or motion along a straight line is also known as a rectilinear motion. For example, the motion of a falling objects, the motion of a car on a road, and the motion of aeroplanes are all the rectilinear motions. Now, the second type of translatory motion is curvilinear motion. The word curvilinear actually gives us the idea of curved or curved path. Hence, the motion of a body along a curved path is called curvilinear motion. For example, the motion of a cricket ball in air and the motion of a football in air. These two objects move in a curved path. Hence, when a body moves in a curved path without any rotation, we call such type of motion as a curvilinear motion. The third type of translatory motion is random motion. Here the word random tells us something moving without having a proper direction. It means that the irregular motion of a body in any direction without rotation is called random motion. For example, the motion of a gas molecule. They move in any direction, they have no proper direction of movement, hence such irregular motion of a gas molecules are known as a random motion or irregular motion. Now let me teach you the second type of motion, which is rotatory motion. When each and every point or particle of the body moves around a fixed point or fixed axis is called rotatory motion. Simply remember that when a body moves on the boundary or circumference of a circle, it performs rotatory motions. For example, the motion of wheel is the rotatory motion. Here the fixed point is A all the particles of the wheel rotates from the fixed point. Similarly, the motion of hands of a clock, motion of a fan, motion of earth, and motion of electron around the nucleus are all the types of rotatory motion. At last, let me teach you the concept of third type of motion, which is vibratory motion. The back and forth motion or the to and fro motion of a body over the same path about its mean position is called vibratory motion. For example, the motion of wires of sitar or violin. These wires move up and down. Once you pluck it upward or downward from its rest or mean position, as a result, these wires move up and down or to and fro. As a result, they perform vibratory motion. Other examples of vibratory motions are motion of a pendulum, motion of a body attached to a spring, motion of a swing. To sum up my lecture, we learned that there are three types of motion: translatory motion, rotatory motion, and vibratory motion. Motion along a straight or curved path is translatory motion. Motion along the circumference of a circle is called rotatory motion. Back and forth motion of a body is called vibratory motion.
I hope, children, now the concept of different types of motion is clear to you. Still, there are other few types given in our book. We will discuss in the next lecture. Right now, I would like to discuss few questions which might be asked in the exam. Like, here is a question: a car moving on a straight path. Identify the type of motion in it. Just now you have seen in the video also that this is called a rectilinear motion. If you will write down translatory, even then also it is correct. Either rectilinear or translatory, both are the correct answers. So children, write down, underline the examples like motion of a bullet fired from the gun. What type of motion it is, define the motion. In that way, question might be asked in the exam. Yes. Now, come to this point number 2. March past of the soldier. Question may come: identify the type of motion in the march past, or a boy or a car running on the road. Yes, what type of motion in it? Another type of translatory motion is curvilinear motion, where the path is curved. It is not straight. Yes. So, for example, here, a motion of a car on a curved path. Identify the motion and define it. So, in that case, you will write down curvilinear motion and you will define them. Yes, children. Now come to the another examples. See, children, in this chapter, examples are really important. You have to underline the example. Each example can be asked. Any example can be asked. So underline every example in your book. For example, here it is given a spinning top. What type of motion is executed by spinning top? Some of the examples are in the back side also, but I want each one of you to cover every example. They are very important from your CT papers, from your term 1 paper. They will definitely be asked in the exam. Yes, so you can look, even the pictures can be given to you. Say I have give you the picture of this and you've been asked to identify the type of motion in it, and you will say it is a rotatory motion. Yes, children. Now there is another important fact which is given in the note, is how rotatory motion is different from translatory motion. Yes, children. Write down the question in the book itself. Why it is said that rotatory motion is different from translatory? Or how is rotatory different from translatory motion? Now I have tabulate the point of difference in this way. All of you copy down this difference in your copy also. Yes, translatory motion different from rotatory motion. Point number 1, every point of the object moves through the same distance in same time. Yes, what do we mean by this? This pen, when it was in this position and it reaches to this position, so all the points on this body has covered same distance. Yes, from this part to this part they have covered same distance, so it is translatory motion. When it comes to rotatory, for example, this pen is moving like this. What is happening? The point which are at this level, they are covering only small circle, whereas the point which are at this end, they are covering a bigger circle. So in the rotatory motion, different parts of the object move through different distance in the same time. I hope this point is clear to all of you. Read the sentence again and again and try to visualize the motion in your mind. Yes? Now second point is, body moves as a whole from one point to another. The whole body moves, whereas the body rotates about an axis. So this is the axis. For example, I have taken this as the point and here is the axis, and around this point the body is moving. Whereas in this case, the body moves from one point to another. It is shifting. So I hope the difference between translatory motion and rotatory motion is clear to all of you. And try to complete your homework as suggested. Thank you for today.